The New England Patriots will absolutely not regret this move. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron on the daily Patriots content. Don't miss out. All you got to do, like button, boom, subscribe button, boom, notification bell, so you don't miss out on the daily. Now, we're going to jump right into it. Devon Gotcha. There's been a lot of articles that have came out that have said, listen, the Patriots might regret trading Gotcha to the Saints. Now, if you remember, he was traded to the Saints for a 6th-round pick in 2026. Nothing crazy, nothing to get all up in arms about. It wasn't a big headline move that the Patriots or the Saints made. But again, we need to take a step back and look at why this was a good move for the Patriots. First and foremost, they got Milton Williams. We're actually going to start from the bottom here. Milton Williams, defensive tackle from the Eagles, Super Bowl champs, young guy, signed to a huge contract, one of the best free agents out there on the market to help bolster the trenches on the defensive side of the ball, specifically much more athletic than Agacha. Same as Christian Barmore, healthy, back, here to start this season, 2025. Him and Milton Williams tag team together, working together in the interior defensive line, doing this one gap scheme that Mike Vrabel, Terrell Williams are implementing, as opposed to the traditional 2-gap scheme that the Patriots have done for a while. Obviously, with Gotcha playing the nose tackle, there's no need for him. I know that sounds bad, but Vrabel would like a much more, and I say Vrabel because I know he's not the defensive coordinator, but head coach. He wants him. Terrell Williams want Williams and Barmore over a guy like Gotcha because they are big, but they are also incredibly athletic. That's a reason why there was times I was like, hey, Mason Graham could be an option at defensive tackle. That was a possibility. But instead, they ended up getting Joshua Farmer, who they brought in on a visit before the draft. Going to be a great rotational piece. And then we remember as well that they bolstered the edge rush with Harold Landry III, as well as Keon White, who is a up-and-coming guy on the edge as well in his 3rd year for the Patriots. But that means that the Patriots didn't need Gotcha. I think a lot of people are playing that FOMO, just the missing out on things. And it's like, oh, I'm not willing to make moves and take chances. I want to keep everything close, and I want to just in case, because if they go do well somewhere else, that's going to make me look bad. No, you got to make moves. You got to do what's best for your franchise. What was best for the Patriots at the time was to trade Gotcha. It was a smart move, especially, as we just said, on the defensive scheme, how they want to run their defense in an aggressive way on the offensive line or defensive line. Gotcha was not their tried and true defensive tackle that they needed. As well, on top of that, 2 years, $11 million. No, for a 30-year-old, Saints, they need it. Obviously, second worst run defense in the league last year. Sure, take a chance. He fits your schematics. Go right ahead. That's fine. For the Patriots, not worth it. Not worth it. Smart move on the Patriots end. They are not going to regret it. What do you think? Comment below. Would love to hear from you. Again, I think people get up in arms over kind of stupid things, and I think this is one of them. Young guys on the team on that defensive line, especially on the interior, and obviously Keon White on the outside, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. And I have told you, I think this defensive line could be, especially interior defensive line, could be one of the best in the National Football League with Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, and Gotcha. He would have been a fine rotational piece, but he would have been starting. We all know that. That's common sense. Common sense. So, good move on the Patriots. They will not regret it. Now, I know people have also said, well, what about Joe Milton? Joe Milton. Listen, Joe Milton is not anytime soon going to be starting for the Dallas Cowboys. That's Dak Prescott's job. Whether you like Dak Prescott or not, whether you think he's a good quarterback or not, he is going to be the starter for the Dallas Cowboys. Could he get injured? For sure. And Joe Milton's going to step in, and maybe he does well. Maybe he has one of those seasons where, if you remember Colin Kaepernick, he came in and he had a great season when he came in. And then after that, he kind of fizzled out. And that can happen. And that's happened to a lot of quarterbacks that can come in, and teams have not necessarily fully prepared or have got a ton of film on that player, so it can be harder at times. But then in a way, when a team figures you out and they can kind of narrow it all down and figure out, hey, this is how we're going to run this defense, then you can be screwed. And then it's not ideal. So it is what it is. I will say when Colin Kaepernick first came out, when he was put on, he was starting for the 49ers. I desperately needed someone in free agency as a quarterback, and I just like, whatever. I think I remember this guy in college. What did he play for? Nevada, I think it was. And I just threw him in. I was just like, whatever, we'll see what happens. And the man got me some points. Whatever you think about him, I'm not talking politics on here. I'm not talking personal beliefs, any of that stuff. But that first year he played, he put up some numbers that were solid for my fantasy team. That's all. That is all I'm going to say. But anyways, people are up in arms, I think, at times about trades. Even people are still upset about the Joe Milton trade. Let it go. Let it go. Next up, we're talking, and just tell me what you think about the whole gotcha thing. Again, I don't think they're going to regret it. I think the Patriots put themselves in a great position. They got much better defensive tackles for their system. We're going to be fine. We're going to be great, actually. Next up, Hunter Henry, the man with 2 first names. The other day was asked about Josh McDaniels' offense, and he came out and said, I love it. It's very similar to 2021 when he last played with Josh McDaniels. It was actually the best season of his career. He didn't have 9 CDs. That is a misprint by me. He had 9 touchdown receptions, the best of his career, whether that was with the Patriots or the Chargers. So again, expect to see the tight ends a lot in this offense. And even last year in AVP's offense, who was the leading wide receiver? Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry, there we go. Hunter Henry still has a lot left in the tank, a lot to offer. And we know Josh McDaniels' offense is going to lean on the tight end quite a bit. That's, again, why I like a CJ Dupree coming out of Alabama, the undrafted free agent. They can teach that guy how to catch. He can be dangerous. Very, very dangerous. But what I love as well, Hunter Henry talks about, sorry, the slide's not switching, golly. What's great too is they talk about how in this offense, it's very, very similar to 2021, but there's also some new flavors. There's some differences, especially for Drake May. And obviously Drake May is going to see the offense a little different, so it's going to be played a little different than back in 2021 when Hunter Henry was with Josh McDaniels when he was last the offensive coordinator. So, and that's fine. That's going to be great. And I love the idea of new flavors. Any offensive coordinator, any defensive coordinator, any coach in the NFL or college football or high school football for that matter, if you're not adapting and adjusting, then you are falling behind. So it's good to hear that, hey, a lot of similarities, but a lot of new things, a lot of new flavors. And that's what the Patriots need to hear, especially from an offense that was very stagnant last year and that was tough to watch last year. Though when Drake May came in, you realize there's hope, but still, it was rough. So anyways, tell me what you guys think. Truly appreciate it. As always, hit that subscribe button. Notice I have a little different venue. I moved out of my weight room. I'm somewhere else. In my house, I haven't put up my backdrop yet, but we're trying to figure it all out. So no worries there. We'll talk later. Peace.